Do you know the feeling of hitting $10,000 in savings and thinking, okay, now what? Only to realize nobody actually tells you what to do next. I've been there. I hit that milestone, felt proud for about 24 hours, and then panicked because I had no idea if I should invest it, save more, pay off debt, or what. But here's the thing. What you do with your first $10,000 can literally set the trajectory for the rest of your financial life. And today I'm going to break down exactly what to do with it step by step, so you don't make the mistakes I made. Let me be honest with you up front. I'm not here to sell you some investment course. I'm not going to tell you to dump it all into crypto, and I'm definitely not going to give you some one-size-fits-all answer. What I am going to do is walk you through the framework I wish someone had shown me, the kind that actually considers your real life, your real goals, and your real situation. A few months after I hit $10,000 in savings, I was exactly where you might be right now, watching finance videos, reading articles, all giving different advice. Put it in index funds. Sounds great until you realize you still have $8,000 in credit card debt at 22% interest. Build a 6-month emergency fund first. Makes sense in theory, but what if you're also trying to save for a house down payment and feel like you're getting nowhere? Start investing immediately. Amazing advice, except nobody mentions that you might need some of that money in the next year or two, and the market could be down 20% when you need it. And here's what frustrated me the most. None of these finance gurus talked about the real nuance involved. They showed you their portfolio returns, their passive income, their net worth, but never the actual decision-making process. It's like showing someone a perfect meal without mentioning you need to understand the ingredients first. They don't tell you about the specific situations where their advice doesn't apply. I realized something important. What to do with $10,000 isn't a simple answer because everyone's situation is different. The advice fails not because it's wrong, but because people apply generic strategies to their specific circumstances. They're given rules of thumb, but zero framework for thinking. No one tells you that the right move for someone with no debt and a stable job is completely different from someone with student loans and an uncertain income. So here's the framework I developed after making some expensive mistakes and finally figuring this out. Think of your $10,000 as having different jobs, and you need to assign it based on priority. Step 1. The foundation check. Before you do anything else, answer these questions honestly. Do you have any high-interest debt? I'm talking credit cards, payday loans, anything above 7 to 8% interest. If yes, that's your first move. I know it's not exciting. I know paying off debt doesn't feel like building wealth, but here's the reality. If you're paying 20% interest on $5,000 in credit card debt, that's costing you $1,000 a year. No investment is going to reliably beat that. You're literally losing money by not paying it off first. Next question. Do you have any emergency fund at all? Even $1,000? If the answer is no, stop everything and put at least $1,000 to $2,000 aside. I learned this the hard way when my car broke down and I had to put $1,500 on a credit card I just paid off. You need a small buffer before you do anything else. Step 2. The emergency fund decision. Once you've handled high-interest debt and have a small starter emergency fund, here's where it gets interesting. The traditional advice says 3 to 6 months of expenses, but let me tell you what actually matters: your personal risk level. Are you a freelancer with unpredictable income? You might need 6 to 9 months. Do you have a stable government job with great benefits? Maybe 3 months is fine. Do you have a partner who also earns income? That changes the calculation too. For me, I realized I needed about $8,000 to feel secure. That was 4 months of bare bones expenses, so I kept that in a high-yield savings account. Not a regular savings account earning 0.01%, but one of those online banks earning 4 to 5%. That matters. On $8,000, that's the difference between earning $8 a year and $320 a year. Same safety, different return. Step 3. The debt payoff strategy. Now, if you have lower interest debt, student loans at 5%, a car loan at 6%, here's where you make a choice. You can pay it off for the guaranteed return, Or you can invest and potentially earn more. There's no wrong answer here, and anyone who tells you there is doesn't understand personal finance. I had $12,000 in student loans at 4.5%. Mathematically, investing might have made more sense. Emotionally, having that debt hanging over me was exhausting. I split the difference. I paid off half and invested the rest. And you know what? I slept better. That's worth something. Okay, so let's say you've handled your high-interest debt, you've got your emergency fund, and you're ready to invest what's left. Here's where most people mess up. Mistake number one. They think they need to invest all $10,000 at once. The market hits all-time highs and they panic. Should I wait for a crash? Listen, nobody knows when that's coming. I waited for a crash in 2020, then watched the market go up 40% while my money sat in savings. Consider dollar cost averaging instead. Invest a chunk every month for several months. It removes the stress of timing. Mistake number two. They pick individual stocks because it feels exciting. I did this. I bought stock in companies I thought were sure things. I lost 30% in 6 months because I had no idea what I was doing. For most people, index funds are the boring, smart choice. VOO, VTI, whatever tracks the entire market. You're basically betting on the entire economy growing, which historically it has. Mistake number three, they don't consider their timeline. Are you going to need this money in 2 years for a house down payment? Don't put it in stocks. The market could be down when you need it. Keep it in a high-yield savings account or short-term bonds. Is this money for retirement in 30 years? Go aggressive with stocks. Here's what I actually did with my money after the emergency fund and debt payoff. I had about $4,000 left. I put $3,000 into a Roth IRA and index funds. That's money I'm not going to touch for decades, so I'm not worried about short-term swings. And I kept $1,000 in my regular savings as extra cushion. Was it perfect? Probably not, but it matched my goals, my risk tolerance, and my timeline. And that's what actually matters. The real answer, and what I wish I'd known, here's what I wish someone had told me when I first saved $10,000. This milestone isn't about making the perfect financial decision. It's about making the right decision for you right now. Some finance expert might tell me I should have invested more aggressively. Another might tell me I should have paid off all my debt first. But you know what? I made choices I could stick with. I didn't panic when the market dipped because I had my emergency fund. I didn't feel crushed by debt because I'd paid off the worst of it. And I started investing, which meant I was in the game. The biggest mistake isn't choosing the wrong strategy. It's doing nothing because you're paralyzed by all the options. Or worse, doing something that doesn't match your situation because some influencer said it's what you should do. So here's your action plan. First, write down your actual financial situation, your debts, your expenses, your income stability. Second, decide what would make you feel most secure. Is it having cash on hand, being debt-free, or starting to build wealth? Third, make a plan that addresses your highest priority first, then move to the next. Your first $10,000 is powerful. Not because of how much money it is, but because it's proof you can do this. You can save, you can make progress, you can build something. What you do next should build on that momentum, not derail it. If this helped you figure out your next move, let me know in the comments what you're planning to do with your savings. And if you're still working towards that first $10,000, drop a comment too. I want to hear where you're at. We're all figuring this out together.